All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good Thursday morning. We are wrapping up an awesome week of reading, live training, trading, whatever you want to call it. Happy, hey, Rebecca. Welcome back. You are, man, we missed you. Hey, Wiz, I'm back in the squadron. SPX trades. Nice way to begin. Just closed my weekly for a 75% profit. Welcome back, Rebecca. We missed you. Happy 420. Got my Cannabis Saves Lives shirt on. So 420. It's funny that Elon Musk picks 420 as the day to blast off one of his rockets. Apparently, they had something go wrong over Texas. But it's funny because CNBC's already dancing on that, right? Well, technically, it's a successful launch, but it's a failure. So, Tesla down 6% or whatever. Isn't it funny? People just can't stand. They loved Elon Musk before he bought Twitter. Now he's the enemy of the state for providing a level playing field. But you ready for this? It was a successful launch. It blew up. Do you know the test parameters and what they were testing? No. Then you're an idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, let me help you out with something. So, Bob, it wasn't a failure. And I'm going to tell you why. The United States Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force define a successful ejection as the following. Pilot, NFO, or Weapons System Officer, pulls the ejection handle. Ejection sequence starts. Canopy separates from the aircraft successfully. Seat motor fires. Boom, successfully. Seat clears the aircraft successfully. Pilot or Weapons Systems Officer is separated successfully from the seat. Parachute opens successfully. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a successful ejection. What did I leave out? I'm waiting for an answer. What did I leave out? Thank you, Ray. Did I mention the pilot living? Exactly, folks. Some of you picked up on it. Ladies and gentlemen, a successful ejection has nothing to do with whether the pilot or the aircrew survived. Isn't that interesting? So, as a pilot, I'm fairly certain that I would define a successful ejection as I lived. That ain't how they do it. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris, hey, Wiz, I'm back in the squadron as well. Thanks for the $1,000. I just closed this morning. I love it. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I'm a helicopter guy. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, people, you have to know what the definition is of that success, right? So CNBC, it blew up, it failed. And then they had to correct themselves. That wasn't the test. So I can't stand people. I can't stand CNBC. I can't stand the liberal media. I can't stand these people. I love Elon Musk. Anyway, let's get airborne. So 420, happy 420. What was yesterday? First of all, yesterday was my father's birthday. He would have been 83 years old, and he is infinite. We are all infinite. But my dad dropped dead getting on a treadmill in his garage in New Jersey. 65, strong as an ox. And he was dead before he hit the ground because he broke his nose. If you fall forward, your your instinct is to put your hands out, right? He broke his nose because he was dead before he hit the ground. So April 19th is always it's a bittersweet day for me because, as many of you know, if you've listened to my podcast, if you're new to Top Gun Options, you might not know anything about this, but my dad is right here. My sister Monica is right here. They never left. When you get a chance, do me a favor and listen to episode 7 of the Max Afterburner podcast, where I debrief my medicine, my first medicine journey. It healed decades and decades of trauma. It was a mind scrub. It was a soul scrub. It was a liver scrub. So I'll admit, yesterday I had a little bit of ego sitting and meditating. I cried because I missed my dad. That's ego, right? But the new whiz, my dad's with you. He's with me. He's with the trees. He's everything, right? Folks, we were born. The tip of a pin, exploded in the blink of an eye into you, into all of this. We, you, me, are nothing but cosmic dust that has been put together magically. I don't believe that, but put together to make us. And guess what? When, not if, God, the creator, truth, source, divine, calls you back, you will go back to that cosmic stardust. Oh, yeah, Aaron, you remember that? I forgot. I didn't forget about that arrow, but thank you. Let me share with this real quick. When Aaron and I and Rosie and Susie and Smurf and Nicole went to Costa Rica during our first fire ceremony, took the medicine, hanging out, and Kasha, one of our guides, was on the other side of the fire. And it was blowing at Aaron and I. I mean, it was kind of windy and the smoke was blowing in our face. I'm like, oh my God. It was brutal. But anyway, she was like looking. I thought she was looking at me, but it was like kind of off center. I'm like, is my zipper down? Do I have a booger hanging out of my nose? What's but I didn't think anything of it. But I'd look over at her every once in a while, and she was kind of staring right past me. And I'm like, okay. The next day, as people are kind of going back to their rooms to, get some sleep or it's a discovery day, right? That's what they call it. It's a discovery day. I grabbed my journal and I went back out to where the fire ceremony was. And I was just sitting there, just taking everything in, man, trying to process my journey. And Kasha came up to me and she's like, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. She's like, last night at the fire ceremony, and they only, the guides take a little bit of iboga just to tune in, right? To tune in to the energy. They don't, take a heroic dose or anything like that. She just took a little to tune in, the facilitators. She said there was a male figure behind you at the fire circle, standing behind you with his hands just kind of gently on you. And I was like, oh my God, man. She's like, it looked perfect. She doesn't know anything about me. And I was like, oh my God. And she said, end. I said, oh, there's an end. She said, every time throughout the night, I looked over at your bed because we're in this beautiful space, outdoor, temple-ish, on a mattress. She said, every time I looked over at you throughout the night, that figure was by your bed. And there is a white feminine light engulfing your bed, and this energy was just swirling around you every time I looked over there. And I just started crying. She's and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "That was my father, and that was my sister." And I told her, about my dad and my sister Monica, and she started crying. She's like, "Oh my God, she's like, that was them." See, I love this stuff, man. We're getting ready to talk about Amazon, and here we are. So that's what you get here at Top Gun Options, man. Thank you, Arrow, for reminding me of that. I forgot about that, man. How can I forget about that? I can't. But thank you for that. All right, let's go ahead and get airborne, folks. I love coming into a live trade brief, the last free live trade brief of the week, and seeing people post, "Dude, thanks for the profit. Thanks for the money. Thanks for the $1,000. Thanks for the 75%. You're welcome. That's my job. My job is to teach you, well, what was my job? What is my job? To show you how this can be, going to cocktail parties and hearing people losing jobs, depression, recession, war, inflation, can't get a home loan. That sucks. Do you want to suck and keep just rolling in the suckiness, or do you want to profit off of all of that? That's what I do. So we can turn all of this panic into profit. So I've showed you this week. Again, ain't nobody else out there doing this, folks. I'm in this space. I go to conferences. I'm going to one up in Orlando. I haven't been to one in a while because you know why? It sucks. Ain't nobody out there doing what we're doing. The last time I went to one of these conferences, they're like, "Why do you do that? It's a full week, and aren't you charging like $500 for that?" I'm like, "Nope. I'm proud of what I do and my product. I want everybody to see it, and I'll do it for free." You're cheapening our profession. That's because you suck. All the people who give you 102 PowerPoint slides and here's a link to buy. Can I? What are you doing now? You have to join. So as of this morning, we're at like 12 grandish this week in profits. We're going to talk about Amazon. I got to keep an eye on some Amazon short calls and a bear call spread, but it's weaving right down the fairway, baby. Here's what I did this week. The welcome aboard brief. Excuse me. I did a primary brief. We did AR yesterday. Again, I apologize for Tuesday's brief. I failed. Thought I pressed record. I probably did. It seems like once every 6 months, I get a hiccup out of GoToWebinar. It didn't record. Exactly, Steve. The reason they charge is they have to make money somehow. That's exactly right. So we're done. We have, as of before me getting coffee about an hour and a half ago, last time I looked, 7. There are 7 full throttle memberships remain. I did not include lifetime members. There's 3 new lifetime members. Kimberly, out in California. Gabriel, I think you're doing the monthly. And Hunter, it's funny. We have a Hunter who's going in lifetime, but not, his name's Hunter, not he was a hunter. That's funny. So, awesome. So full throttle's done with. I showed you the 3 briefs that we do each week for full throttle. Now, this is a separate service that I launched years ago called Solo Amazon. It ain't part of full throttle. It's part of what? Solo Amazon. I launched this mainly because of a doctor buddy of mine here in Boca Raton. Years ago, Doc, Cecil, just closed your Monday, 41.75, 41.80. Bear call spread for 86%, $1,800. Awesome. Chris, I'm in full throttle thinking about solo now. All right, well, Chris, let me help you out. Here's what we do. So on the training side of the fence, there's Solo Amazon. I launched this because of Doc, orthopedic surgeon, great dude. He's in lifetime now. But back in the day, he had heard about me Met him at Starbucks back when I'd patronized Starbucks, and he showed me his brokerage account, and it was comical. We can laugh about it now, but it was, first of all, it wasn't comical at the time. This doctor who works obscene hours and surgeries and office hours had 33 positions in his portfolio. That's not a joke. He'll tell you. And he tried to brief me on it. Well, this one's a pot stock, I think. I'm like, did you just say you think? This is a position in your portfolio and you don't know what it is? This one's a surgical name. A doctor buddy of mine got me into it. It's down 50% right now. I'm going to wait for it to come back, and then I'm going to get out of it. I'm like, Doc, you're a doc, right? Yeah. You're smart, right? Yeah. You know about math. Yeah. Do you know how much that stock needs to go up from where it is right now to get back to even for you to get, I'm like, shut up, dude. Stop talking. I'm like, get out of everything. Your life is way too busy enough. Trade one name. And, of course, he regurgitated to me what the vampires on Wall Street lied to you about on day one. What did he say to me? No, my investment advisor buddies tell me I have to diversify. And I'm like, your investment advisor buddies are jerks. They're lying to you, Doc, because they make money on what? Commissions. If you're a trader or an investor, you've most likely seen Wolf of Wall Street or Boiler Room or the movie Wall Street, right? Bud Fox. All right, guys, let's open up the phone books and start drunk dialing the old ladies. Get them into this name. The next day. Get them out of that name. Get them into this name. Churn. It's called churn, folks. Look it up. It's a prohibited industry practice. They all do it. It's called churn. They want you in as many names as physically possible. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And for all the clowns sitting here in this brief, no offense, for all the clowns, offense intended, who are like, I trade at commission free. I am at Robinhood and I don't pay commissions. If you ain't paying anything, you're not the customer, moron. You're the product. Ken Griffin at Citadel and Stevie Cohen at his private office, or Point 72. They are the customer of Robinhood, not you, genius. Payment for order flow. Ever hear this term? Google it, look it up. So let me stop rambling because I want to just get into stuff. The reason Solo Amazon exists, Warren Buffett has a nicer quote than me. Let me hit you with mine first. Diversification is for stupid people. That's a little rude. It's not rude. It's the truth. I don't have time to be nice. Warren Buffett can be nice. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense to those who know what they're doing. Now, that's two sentences. As a fighter pilot, we deal in calm brevity. We say the most direct information with the little amount of words. Diversification's for stupid people. Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, is probably one of the most diversified stocks on the face of the planet. AWS, Amazon Web Services, is Microsoft. 7 years ago, I told you, I got a buddy. I used to fly for FedEx. I left. I hated it. In corporate, he called me. He's like, Jeff Bezos, he's the Amazon guy, right? I'm like, yeah, why, dude? He's like, I heard from a buddy of mine at GE Aircraft Leasing. He just leased 5 airplanes. I'm like, he's going to do it. What's he going to do? Put you out of business. Amazon Air hauls more cargo today than FedEx and UPS. And, you ready for this? They're hauling FedEx and UPS cargo. Amazon Pharma, Amazon Prime is Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, Amazon is 12 monopolies in one. Well, whiz, what if they break it up? I'm old enough to remember Standard Oil, AT&T, IBM. Ladies and gentlemen, when Uncle Sam gets the inkling, like, you might be too big, we might have to break you up, it takes 5, 10, 15 years for them to even come up with an opinion. And last time I checked, especially today, since Tesla's getting destroyed, today, Jeff Bezos is the richest man on the planet. He probably has 1 or 2 attorneys on staff to deal with that type of bullshit from the government. So, ladies and gentlemen, Amazon is the only stock you need to own for the rest of your life. Can it go to zero? Yes. Will it? It's physically impossible. Why? You ever seen I did consulting years ago south of Miami International at an Amazon fulfillment center. It was an aircraft carrier. It's massive. You see their airplanes? They're probably leasing a lot of them, but they're actually starting to buy them. What am I getting at? They own things. A stock can't go to zero when you own things. Things have value. Pets.com owned a stinky sock and a domain name. It went to zero. Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers went to zero because they didn't own anything. They owned paper. They owned contracts. They owned air. Enron didn't even own the building they were in. They were the middleman of electricity. So, folks, stocks can go to zero when they don't own things. Does that make sense? So, it's funny because people are like, does not compute, must diversify. That's because you've been lied to by Wall Street since day one. You do not need to own anything. Oh, yeah, I've seen, it's called The Smartest Guys in the Room, right? All right, whatever the name of the Enron deck. I love that documentary. It's insane, isn't it? So anyway, so we got, on the training side of the house, we have Solo Amazon and Full Throttle. Only 7 memberships left for Full Throttle. Solo Amazon is open. Oh, did they, Goose? I didn't know that. Goose just said they saved Sun Country Airline and converted them to cargo. So they now have a bunch of low-cost, a fleet of 737s. I love that. Rebecca, multi-million-dollar square foot warehouses popping up on vacant hills on the way to Palm Springs now. 1 of 5 vehicles on the Fryway is Amazon. Folks, it's rare when I see a white FedEx truck or one of those brown tanks. I see Amazon blue trucks everywhere. Anyway, I don't need to convince you. I know for a fact Amazon's the only stock you need to own. But why? Stop being my doc friend. I'm like, dude, I do this for a living, and I got Amazon, some psychedelics, and I take my sniper shots. That's a lot to do. How on God's green earth, with you working 17-hour days, do you know about every name in your portfolio and follow them and study them and know what's going on? Don't even answer the question. It's physically impossible. At the volatility arbitrage firm in Chicago I worked at, we had a research desk, 22, 25 analysts, 23 to 28-year-old kids. I know these 3 names like the back of my hand. Each one of them had their names. You know how many times I'd walk over to that desk like, dude, completely got this one wrong. How? So if people who eat, breathe, and sleep these names for a career get stuff wrong, how can you do it as a retail trader? The answer is you can't. So stop it. So that's why I launched Solo Amazon years ago, and it's one of our most popular services. Now, on the execution side of the house, once you kind of know what you're doing after you've done your training in Solo Amazon or Full Throttle, you can jump into the investment clubs, the Hunters, or No Kidding Max Afterburner. This week, I gave you the opportunity to do both. You can do Full Throttle and the Hunters if you do an annual membership or you do the Hunters monthly. Okay? So you can get a taste. You can kind of straddle the fence here if you want. Yeah, I'll give you the link right now. You can straddle the fence right now, either with a monthly Hunters membership or the annual. I'm telling you, folks, do the annual off the bat. You save 50%. You save, because if you do this for a year, it's $6,000. If you do this, it's $3,000. There's 7, 8 people so far, probably more than that are doing this. Put a calendar. I'm being a good wingman here. Put a calendar reminder in that says 2-3 months from now when you're okay. I feel really good about this. Upgrade into the annual. So if you want to test things out in the investment club in Full Throttle, it's this one. If you're ready to go, it's the annual. If you're not ready for any of it, just try the monthly Full Throttle. It's the 3 briefs a week, the text, the email alerts, and the Full Throttle training, and all the manuals. This is underpriced. Trust me. When I'm looking at 11.7, I'll round up. When I'm looking at $12,000 in trades, closed, not open trades like, hey, I haven't even, that's not including the SPX trade for tomorrow. the 41.75, 41.80, which we should close. Maybe I'll do that. Well, let me do solo Amazon. But when I get out of this brief, if you're in the bear call spread for tomorrow, close it. If it's up 80, 86%, some of you got out of it, close it. Pigs get slaughtered. Close that trade right now. Or don't. I can't tell you what to do. You do whatever you want to do. I'm telling you, if you keep doing that, you will turn a 70, 80, 90% winning trade into a 100% loser. And you'll be furious. So before I get into Amazon and what we do with Amazon, I'm going to tell you, it is solo Amazon is $97 a month. That's it. Bottle of wine in South Florida, a nice bottle of wine, is a hell of a lot more than $97 a month. So if you're on the fence about even doing anything full throttle-ish, there's the page. All right, so I just put the link in the chat box. It's $97 a month. You don't get this as part of Full Throttle. It's separate. So if you're in Full Throttle right now and you like solo Amazon too, it's only $97 a month. Or I'll hook you up. Do the annual. It's a 25%. If I do the mental math, 25% discount if you do the annual. $897. I will show you an Iron Condor on Amazon that I'm looking at right now that could make is up. If it goes through the uprights by tomorrow, it's like a $3,100 profit in a week. And we've actually been dogfighting in and out of the Amazon Iron Condor this week. So you've already, if you've been here, you've in the Hunters or the Max Afterburner, you've been dogfight, or you've seen me kind of in and out of some Amazon this week. Okay, so there you go. There's your sales pitch for solo Amazon. It sells itself. Let's go look at the solo Amazon portfolio. We are looking month to date. We're having this is month to date. This is nice black pen there, Wiz. This is the solo Amazon portfolio, obviously, 26.6. There you go. This is just Amazon. This is just what we trade. And so that's a month, folks. Okay, so I have an iron. What's an Iron Condor? It is a range-bound trade. I call it a football trade. These are the uprights. It's essentially an Iron Condor. You can call it one trade, but it isn't one trade. It's two separate trades. Let's go cover it. Let's pull up a chart of Amazon, and we'll step through this trade. Chart. We'll talk S&P 500 towards the end. Let me just do my kind of Amazon here. Let's do 10 days. Let me grab. Yeah, that's a better looking chart. An Iron Condor, ladies and gentlemen. And again, when you join, if you are just joining, let me go back to the sales page. Again, I hate doing the sales stuff, but just hit me. After you buy your membership, either an annual or a monthly, just like at Amazon, there's going to be a pop-up that says, hey, wait, you have to do this, folks. If you're just doing solo Amazon, there's a pop-up that says, hey, do you want the full throttle training? That's 8 briefs, folks. I will give you access to the full throttle training, not the live trade briefs, obviously. That's a bigger investment. You can get access to the 8 training sessions for only $195. So if you're just doing solo Amazon, Wiz, I'm not going to do the full throttle stuff. You can still get the full throttle training, the 8 training sessions, because I don't want you trading in solo Amazon not knowing what you're doing. I'm a nice guy. And other places are charging thousands of bucks for like a bunch of options training sessions or education. I train, they educate, and they fail at it. So take the 195 upgrade, folks, or you're not going to get 8 training sessions. Okay. Goose, I may be biased, but you have to be in solo Amazon. It's the gateway to what we do and how we do it. You have to be here if you want to see how we do the training. Exactly. Strongest recommendation. I love it. Learn about income trading and the wagon wheel with Amazon and related stocks. We'll teach you what the wagon wheel is, folks, and how we in a wagon wheel make money in Amazon and other stocks. So I'm not begging you, I'm ordering you. If you just do solo Amazon, you got to do the training. Or don't, and you're going to get you're going to be ignorant and get shot down. An iron condor, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I started rambling about this, is because if you don't know what an iron condor is, after my little explanation here, go watch Full Throttle Training 7 or 6, whatever it's numbered for iron condor training. Anyway, it's a range-bound trade. Look at Amazon, kind of in a range here. If you're just a stock trader, investor, you ain't making money on Amazon. Matter of fact, for the past, what's this, a 3-month chart? If you are just long Amazon, this is why I laugh at my buddies who are in long-only hedge funds. We have a lot of Amazon. It's been moving sideways for 3 months. Are you making money? Nope. We're flat or down. I'm printing money in Amazon trading sideways. What? This is a trade on your screen. Well, how is it a trade? Well, folks, based on the bear call spread that I did Monday on the S&P 500, I showed you how you can put a roof on something. A bear call spread. That's the roof. Well, guess what? You can also put on a basement. A bull put spread. So an iron condor technically is 2 trades. It's a bear call spread and a bear put spread. Together, and if you look at the risk profile, it looks like condor wings. Trust me. And on a Top Gun options patch, that's a straddle? So I don't know who came up with the term iron condor. It's called an iron condor. Does that make sense? So I have no idea. Bull put spread. Did I say bear? No. Bear call spread, bull put spread, right? So the bear call spread means, hey, man, I don't think Amazon's going to be above the roof. The bull put spread says, I don't think Amazon's going to be below the floor. It's going to stay in a range. That's what an iron condor is. So let's go take a look at the existing trade on Amazon that I have. Let's go look at the order ticket. So right now, my basement is the 94.93 bull put spread. The roof is the 104.105 bear call spread. Now, right now, Amazon has a little pop at the open, so the 104.105 is a little underwater. It's Thursday at 10:33 in the morning. There's a lot of daylight between the rest of today and tomorrow, and I think Amazon is going to give some of this little bit of a pop back. Let's take a look at a 3-day chart. You see that? Kind of a melt up yesterday. We slammed, a little melt up today. It's all we need to do. Let's look at in an iron condor, folks, there's actually 2 break evens. What do I mean? Because it's 2 separate trades. There's a break even to the downside, the left upright in our football trade. Kind of just call this here's your uprights. How about the Panthers last night? 6-3 in Boston. Friday night, home game, and then Sunday afternoon, another home game. Bobby Orr's coming to the Top Gun options suite. So here's the football trade, folks. If Amazon by tomorrow is underneath 104.55, we're making some nice profit. We make a max profit if it's below 104 by tomorrow. All we need is Amazon to go down 93 cents, which I think is definitely doable. If that happens, if Amazon closes below 104 tomorrow, I make $4,100 in a week. There's 4 years of your solo Amazon membership potentially paid for with a single trade. Okay? Look at the max potential loss, $3,400. Wiz, I thought you usually, in your model portfolios, you don't like risking more than $5,000. When you break these individual spreads up, each one of those was risking $5,000. So let me step through this. Watch this. And I'm going to explain. I'm doing a mini iron condor training right now. Let me ungroup this trade grouping. Let me pull the bear call spread out by itself, and the bull put spread will be by itself. So look at this bear call spread, the 104.105. Let me click analyze. Holy crap, Wiz, it's risking $5,500. Okay, remember that, $5,500. The bull put spread is risking $5,400. Wiz, This iron condor trade is risking 11 grand, 5,400 here and whatever it was on the other one. I cannot believe you're risking 11 grand in a single trade. I cannot believe you haven't done your full throttle iron condor training yet, because that's not even close to reality, ladies and gentlemen. You can't take a loss on both of these spreads. That's why it ain't risking 11 grand. It's only risking about 3 or whatever that was. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, even Charlie Brown with Lucy with the football isn't this unlucky, folks. It is physically impossible. So we have a roof on, we have a bear call spread, and we have a bull put spread. The football, AMZN, does not go through a meat slicer. And, oh, you lost on your bear call spread and your bull. It can't happen. You can only take a potential max loss on one of those spreads. So if you're potentially taking the max loss on one of those spreads, what is going on with the other spread? You're taking the max profit. Oh, exactly. So, I mean, we could build one again. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll just build one real quick to show you how that works. Out to next Friday. Let's just do that. I'll do that. Excuse me. I'm going to do some quick math. The at the money straddle is probably about $7-8. Let me go out to next Friday. I'm going to teach you. If I'm losing you, that's on you. You got to join. So it's what did I say? Between $7 and $8. It's $7.70. I'm pretty smart. Let's go look at the strikes. I'm talking to myself because you got to join to learn how to do all this. Maybe the 110, 100. Let's look at that iron condor. All right. So let's build an iron condor together. I'm going to put the roof on, and I just looked at the strike out the next week. And I'm keeping some of the secret sauce to myself because you have to join to find out how I came up with this. But I would look at next Friday's 110, 111 bear call spread. Let's analyze it. I'm going to risk about 54 to make 21. Remember that. $5,400. That's the roof out the next Friday. $5,400. Now, let's look at the bull put spread. What did I say? The 100? The 100. 99. Bull put spread. 75 and 75. This is the basement. This is the floor. Risking what? $5,100. Wiz, that is $10,600 in risk. Wrong. It is not $10,600 in risk because you can't lose on both of these spreads. Let's put them all on one order and show the entire iron condor. Call. I'm going to sell one of them, buy the other. Same contract, 75. And it was the 110, 111. 110, 111. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think I'm risking $10,600? I'm risking $3,100. My call sign's Wiz. It's not because I'm a wizard. It's because of something else. Go watch and listen to my podcast. But ladies and gentlemen, you ain't risking. This is why sometimes, like the SPX bear call spread out to tomorrow, I could have legged into it. We call it legging into an iron condor, meaning I have a bear call spread on. Hey, man, it's starting to go down, but I really don't think it's going to implode. Maybe I'll leg into it and put in a bull put spread on because you will minimize your risk. If you just do a single directional trade, you better be right, man. To help offset that risk, why don't you do an opposite spread? Now, you don't do that, right? If you put on a bear call spread on something and it starts imploding, what did I say on day one of full throttle training on Monday? I said, if something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. So if something's really moving, don't leg into an iron condor. An iron condor is a range-bound trade. It's a range-bound tactic. There are other tactics that are not range-bound. They're explosive. This is a range-bound trade. Okay? So, Steve, I'm not. No. I am not doing that trade because, I think it's earnings night. No. I'm not. Nope. That was for academic purposes. I was only demonstrating how some people, if you don't know what an iron condor is, they could look at the two individual spreads and go, oh my God, that risk is 11 grand. All I was doing was building an iron condor step by step to showing you that you ain't risking 11, you're risking 3,100. It's actually, an iron condor is actually less risk than just doing one spread. So that's what I was doing, Steve, but good mutual support. Steve's like, hey man, got earnings next. You have earnings on Susie's birthday. So the answer is no. Yeah, no, folks. That was, if I'm placing a trade, I'll tell you. And I'll go post it, or I'll, in the hunters. What did I tell you yesterday when we looked at the, let's call it an upside hedge? When I looked at that June upside SPX, what did I tell you yesterday? I showed it to you. I'm your briefer and your instructor. And I said, if you think this can happen, now would be the time to do it. But yesterday, even though I showed you the trade, what did I tell you? I'm like, I would not. Me? You can fly and fight your own airplane. Yo soy whiz, am going to wait. Why? Because I told you, I said this is a 3 day short squeeze, and it's going to end. And you're probably going to see something like that. So look, scroll down. What am I about to tell you? Scroll down and look. We're about to see what? A MACD crossing here, folks. If those things kiss or cross, you're going to see this. Maybe not that violent, but okay? Because we're just chopping through earnings right now. What's Tesla doing? I know we're in solo Amazon, but let's look at Tesla. 6%? So, wow. Folks, I got this right years ago, man. I said, if you want shrimp are a vehicle for eating cocktail sauce. If you want a vehicle for eating Elon Musk, you buy Tesla. If it's valued as a car company, it's $100 stock. Go watch the brief where I called it. I said it's $100 stock. Where did it go to, folks? $100. I said that. Nailed it. That and Peloton were awesome big shorts for me. I'm like, people are like, you want to buy a $1,000 thing to hang your laundry on? People are locked inside and they're going to exercise. You can't leave. It's COVID. I'm like, you're all idiots. I live in the free state of Florida. I go outside and go for a run. I ain't running in my living room. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Goose and Graham could do a solo Tesla. Exactly. Paul, good question. Let's go back to Amazon. The answer is no. But recently, yes. So Paul asked a very smart question. He said, doesn't Amazon tend to run up into earnings? I've been trading Amazon since it was an acorn. Usually, it doesn't. But guess what, Paul? It's funny with Amazon recently. I remember one week, I hear Amazon's going to split. I'm like, that's the dumbest rumor I've ever heard. Jeff Bezos is like, I will never give a dividend. That's dumb. Any dollar I make in Amazon, I want to reinvest it and become a bigger Death Star. And I'm never going to split it. Of course they did. I'm talking about the time the rumor came out. The rumor came out on a Monday. Earnings were like on a Friday. The rumor came out Monday. Boom. Stock went up like 10%. What happened on earnings? Absolutely no mention, even a breath of a split, and the stock got destroyed. That was a Bobby Axelrod Billions moment. I know, I got the debrief on that. There was a firm that was super long Amazon. They knew earnings were going to be good. Duh, insider trading. And somebody's like, let's spread a rumor that they're going to split the stock announce it. They got this, one firm didn't get put out of business, but they got kicked in the teeth. So, Barry, I don't trade XLY anymore. Why? The main reason in solo Amazon, we also traded XLY every once in a while was what? Because Amazon was a $3,500 stock. So I appreciate you bringing it up, Barry. There's no need to trade XLY anymore. Now, because in the solo Amazon service, Barry brings up a good point. Before Amazon split, I'd trade the hell out of XLY with it as well, because 25% of the XLY ETF is Amazon. Guess what the second largest holding in this ETF is? Tesla. So if you want a vehicle, there's Home Depot, there's Nike, there's McDonald's, there's Starbucks. The XLY is a pretty decent consumer discretionary ETF. Or are you ready for this? I'm going to say was. Look at a 1-year chart of it. You're losing money on XLY if you're just long. Me in here, we could, you'd be trading spreads and doing all sorts of crazy shit. All right. Now because we're not going long today, I'm doing an hour. That's it. Listen to me. Follow Paul Pelosi. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're kicking the tires here, I currently have an Amazon position that is up $6,400. I think this trade will be up over $100,000. I'm going to let that sink in 2 years. Or, I always have to hedge. You ready? Or we're all dead in 2 years because Joe Biden gets us into a nuclear war. All things being considered, we have a what? Long-term, look at this. I'm bullish on Amazon out to January of 2025. What? I will teach you, and again, here comes the whiz selling, because I'm not going to do it today. I've given away too much all week. I've given away 12 grand worth of trades. You can hop. I'm going to show you how we hop in our time machine, and we can go all the way, not on XLY, sorry. Let's go to Amazon. I'm going to teach you, ladies and gentlemen, to hop in your jet, your time machine, and look at this. You can be bullish on Amazon out to December of 2025. My current long-term bullish position on Amazon is out to January of 25. Why? Because when I put that position on 3-4 whatever months ago, these were the farthest out you could go, the furthest options. Then these rolled off the flight schedule. Now these are the current ones. So when, here, I'll make a promise to you. You join Solo Amazon today, Monday morning at 10 a.m. when we do our Solo Amazon briefs, I will do a new bullish position on Amazon to December of 2025. And if we're not all dead by December of 2025, I predict that trade, which will come out of pocket a couple grand, will be worth $100,000 or more. That's the bullish whiz talking. That's the Rodney King whiz. We all figure out how to get along. Inflation comes in. The Fed starts cutting rates. Putin and Zelensky shake hands or something. This is based on hope. Hope ain't a strategy. I get it. But here's the cool thing. If we put on a DC25 bullish Amazon position and over the next 2.5 years, things suck, guess what Wiz is going to do? Print money on things sucking. So here's 2 trades right here, folks. I'm going to show you, we're going to put on Monday morning a long-term bullish trade. I'm going to show you how you can be bipolar. Wiz is long-term bullish on Amazon. He's showing me a trade Monday morning. Wiz is also bipolar, really, because he's trading the front months. What's the front months? You're sitting in a front month. April, May, June. I could be bearish, bullish, neutral in the front month, and bullish in the future. So even if this doesn't work out and things do suck and Kamala and Joe get us all killed, we're going to make money in the front months. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, will be 2 trades. A long-term bullish one that will manage, because I have to show you how to sell short calls against it. And we trade spreads in the front. So again, folks, I'm going to save you time and worry. You don't have to sit here and look at 33 positions and try and keep up on the news and all these names. You become a SME, a subject matter expert in Amazon. Right? So, Yeah, I wish they'd discover ibogaine or iboga. So isn't that cool? So yes, next Friday are earnings. Okay. I, ladies and gentlemen, have seen everything. I have seen they're going to be awful. I've seen, this is what's funny about the experts, right? The so-called smart money. Because I'm gearing up for this. I see that they're going to lose. I see that they're going to make massive. I'm like, wait, you guys are all experts. Isn't that funny? I mean, the people who just trade Amazon are all over the place. So, because somebody asked, like, well, would you do a long-term bullish trade on Monday with earnings on Friday? Yes. I would do a long-term bullish trade on Amazon today, but I'm done selling shit. You got to buy, and I'll show you. Why? Why wouldn't you wait for earnings, Wiz? Ladies and gentlemen, you ready for this? What if next Friday, Andy Jassy gets on the phone and says, I'm resigning and Jesus is the CEO, and the stock goes up to infinity? You missed it. Well, what about the exact opposite happens, Wiz? Satan's their CEO and the stock implodes. Well, guess what? Satan ain't going to hang out at Amazon for long. She or he's leaving. Here's what I'm getting at. Even if earnings suck next Friday and the stock goes down, I'm talking about a trade 2.5 years out into the future. I don't care if I get into a synthetic stock at 104 and then next Friday it's down to 98. 2.5 years from now, by December of 2025, I'm going to look back. You think I'm going to be like, oh, man, I could have gotten it $4 cheaper? Amazon better be a $200, $300 stock by December of 25. That's what I'm getting at. So look at your commit criteria. If you're sitting here going, I am bullish on Amazon 2.5 years out into the future, you get into it today, right now. Put on a synthetic stock. I don't know how to do it. Shameless plug or not shameless. Buy solo Amazon and go watch the synthetic stock training, because that's what this position is. This is called synthetic stock. I don't get what that means. I do. Synthetic stock means I'm not coming out of pocket a lot of money to buy the stock. I'm using options. I'm cheap. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? I will show you an options tactic where you ain't coming out of pocket a lot of money. You're synthetically long the stock. What's synthetic mean? It means two things that I don't care about. One of them it means is, since you don't own the shares, you're not a shareholder, you don't get the vote. Last time I checked, Jeff Bezos and his ex-wife don't give a shit about your shareholder vote. Never in your life, maybe, are you going to own more shares than those two people and your vote going to matter. So synthetic stock, you don't get to vote as a shareholder. And you also don't get something I told you that Jeff Bezos laughs at. You don't get a dividend. So why would you buy Amazon stock since you can't vote and you don't get a dividend when I can outperform using options? I love this shit, man. I love talking to people who are stock and then they're like, why haven't I been? Exactly. Why haven't you been doing this to date? This is why you're here. Chris, okay, I'm in. Chris, do the annual 25% discount. Ron, do you buy the synthetic stock in the money or just at the money? Great question. I buy the synthetic stock at the money. I got 6 minutes left. Ron, I liked your question, so I'm going to show you super quick how I do it. You ready? Because I'm in a great mood. It's 4:20, and even when I'm not in a great mood, I should be in a great mood. I sell a put. When you sell a put, you're bullish. What do I also do? I buy a call, and I buy a call at the same strike. When you buy a call, you're bullish. When you sell a put, you're bullish. And I wouldn't do it. I would do it at what? The 104 strike. Well, if you look all the way out into the future, there is no 104 strike. There's a 105, so I do the synthetic stock at the 105 strike, which I did. Now, if you look at this, Holy crap, Wiz. That's a lot of risk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is the E-Trade risk management computer looking at? They are haircutting me as if, and I got a haircut the other day, as if what? Amazon stock is going to go to zero. Can it? Sure. Will it? No. Matter of fact, folks, look at the probability of Amazon stock going to zero. There's probably 19 decimal points and a 1, or 19 zeros and a 1. The odds of getting killed by a golden retriever are never zero. But they're pretty, so at the end of the day, folks, I'm going to teach you really quick. I put in what is called a disaster put. What's a disaster? What do I use? 20%. If the stock market goes down 20% or Amazon goes down 20%, what do people say? It's in a bear market. So I will buy what I call a disaster put about 20% underneath the stock. So instead, now Wizard is going to turn into a wizard again. Instead of risking 11 grand, ipso fatso, 4 grand. Don't you love this shit? Aren't I awesome? So, on your screen right now for free, since I'm a good dude, is synthetic stock with a protective put. Then I'm also going to teach you that we can bring in a little bit more cash this week by selling what is called a front month call. I could sell the 105 call since it's just, and look at this. We're already down to 104. I told you Amazon was going to fade. I am awesome. We could sell a 105 call against it and bring in some nice scratch this week by tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screen right now is it's technically a synthetic collar or a synthetic stock with a protective put. Arrow, I love that. You will get killed by a golden retriever, and it will be with love. My Dixie, I love my Dixie, my cream, English cream golden retriever. God, how do you spell dog? God is dog spelled backwards. Dogs, first of all, everything's God, but think about a dog. They have zero sense of time. You know why? Because there's no such thing as time. Dogs are always what? Present. They ain't stuck in the past and they ain't worried about the future. When you go to the store and you come back, they're like, oh my God, where you been? It's great to have you home. You ever accidentally step on your dog's paw and you freak out like, oh my God, I am so sorry. What's the dog do? It's okay, man. It's all good. I love you. Unconditional love. Dog is God, spelled backward. Okay. Ron, great. I love your questions, Ron. I can tell you know what you're doing, or I'll make you better. So Ron's saying, well, Wiz, so Ron, first of all, you keep an eye on the 105. I treat those short calls as a bear call spread. What did I tell you earlier in the week, Ron, about bear call spreads? I double the credit that I take in. If those short calls hit the double the credit I took in, I eject, close them. Or you could do what you just said. You could roll them up or roll them out the next Friday. I also treat them as a bear call spread with profit. If I'm looking at a 789, a 78, 90% profit on these short calls that I took and I close them. You know what? Yeah, I'll take a screenshot of this. So for all the new people who are going to join Solo Amazon today, because this was an awesome brief, this will be this new trade on the member page. But I will also review this on Monday for the new folks, because I went blindingly fast, and I did that on purpose because I want you to join. But obviously, 420, Amazon 420, I will we'll do this again on Monday, and it'll be a no shit longer, me not cruising, because I want to stay on time. I got stuff to do. I don't sit here all day and trade, man. I live, fire some trades, done. Some days I don't even look at the market, man. I don't need to. 420 metric. So I will put this on the replay page. Let me save this. I'll save this so we can review it on Monday. Edit. Where do I click save? I forget. I'll just do it. I'll do it again on Monday. 11 o'clock on the dot. I'm done, man. What a great week. Just ask me. Save 25% on Solo annual. Get an annual membership on Solo, and you save 25%. Or just do the month to month, and then once you like it, you email us and say, hey, I want to do an annual. Here's the $97 a month. Again, reminder, if you joined Full Throttle this week, if you're one of my 43 current new members, you're not in Solo Amazon. I've said it a million times. It's not part of Full Throttle. Please don't write support and go, I didn't get in a Solo Monday morning, because you're not paying for it. Separate service. I'm done. I'm going to go close the 4175. Oh, cool. I'll take a look at this, Goose. Goose just put out, Goose is one of our instructors here. Viper guy. Don't hold that against him. American Airlines captain. He just, let me see what this is. Control V. He just put out a, let me give you this. This is what you get as a lifetime member, right? And in the Hunters, we post all this type of stuff. So here's Goose's breakout of Amazon. So he's doing being a good wingman and doing mutual support with us. So check that out. The link's in the chat box. I'm going to go close the 4175, 4180 bear call spread. Folks, if you just joined Monday, I mean, was in that brief Monday, and you just did that one SPX bear call spread, the 4175, first of all, you should have learned discipline this week, didn't you? What's the motto of Top Gun Options? Discipline, risk management, superior execution. I placed this trade on Monday, and what happened? Whoa! Did I panic? Did I prematurely eject? Not in trading. Nope. Because I told you by what? By Friday, we're down here. Now, day ain't over with and Friday ain't over with. You know, hey, that could happen. That's why you close it. I'm going to go take my $2,000 or 90% in that SPX bear call spread by Monday. So with that one trade, folks, I paid essentially for 4 months of the Hunters. Steve, separate service worth every penny. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. You got it, Chris. Follow the plan. The top of my slides, man. What do they say? Discipline, risk management, superior execution. Okay? That's what they say. Again, guys, I'm not a salesman. This is why I go to those briefs and I do them. You know, hey, can you come brief for 42 minutes? You have a 42-minute speaking slot. I'm like, yeah, because we get leads from it, but that ain't the way to do it. The way to come check out and see how people are trading is to come check out and see how people are trading. Yeah, I'll give you, I had a couple phone buzzes, so there's less than 7 left. I guarantee you that. I'll give you the Full Throttle brief. When we get 50, we close. I guarantee you there's some people who wait till the last minute. Like, I want to check out the last brief. Well, Full Throttle last brief was yesterday. This is Solo Amazon today. Okay. Bevan, had the SPX continued to go up, where would you have finally killed the trade? So, Bevan, what did I say before I even placed the trade? What does Wiz's SOP say? Wiz's SOP says double the credit that I took in. But I also said this, Bevan. What did I say? I said maybe. I said if I forget what the credit was, $1.30. If this trade goes up to 260, I would maybe eject. Why did I say maybe? You know why I said maybe? Because I use my situational awareness. When I saw this and then it kind of roll over, I'm like, okay, I don't need to eject out of this thing. Because what? Because I have situational awareness. I told you Monday that we were in the middle of a short squeeze and we could see a little bit higher, but by Friday, I think we're back down here. That's what I said. So my ejection, my SOP, so Bevan, at the front of every Navy, Marine, Air Force flight manual, there's a little bit of a paragraph that says, and I'm paraphrasing, it says this: nothing in this SOP takes the place of good head work and judgment of the pilot in command. What does that mean? Let me translate that to normal. It means you can break the rules in this SOP, and if it works out for you, you'll get a medal. If it doesn't, you're going to get crucified. So that's why you have these wings on your chest, right? There you go. So when I retired, Susie took my wings of gold and got them bent into a ring. So Bevan, I can't in hindsight tell you that I would have bailed out of that trade. Or I can in hindsight tell you because I didn't. Because my commit criteria, not yours. If somebody on Monday, as that trade started to go up, said, "Uh-oh, I'm out," good. If that was your SOP and you wanted to stick to it, then you deserve praise for your discipline. Me? Nope. Matter of fact, Bevan, on that day, if you had joined the Hunters, I think I shot 1 or 2 bullish snipers. The same day that I had a bearish call spread out to Friday, I took a couple bullish snipers in there because when something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way, right? So that's why you want to be here, man, because I will teach you all of this stuff. Lucas, VIX is not as cheap as it was when you told peeps to buy it. Premium is far higher today. Lucas, a storm's coming. When I tell you to get long volatility, I've told people for the past couple months, I'm like, nope. I think I told you the day we looked at the VIX. I'm like, I haven't even looked at the VIX in ages. Why? Because there's no heartbeat. When my knees start aching, I'm like the old guy sitting on his porch in Kansas. There's a storm a-coming. So when I, who haven't looked at the VIX in a month or two because it's stupid, when I tell you, you know what? I'd buy vol with both hands right here. Sit up straight and listen to me. Or don't. David, also a wise comment about MACD. Thank you, David. Kieran, good question. Are stockcharts.com better than E-Trade? I just like kind of this. No, it's 6 of one, a half dozen the other. I just kind of like this layout because this gives me a nice 6-month view and it's squeezed together. When I pull up like 6 months on E-Trade, it's like really flat out. So I like this, and it puts all my moving trades up here. So 6 of one, half dozen the other. Andrew, Wiz teaches you to trade but doesn't trade for you. Thank you, Andrew. I can't. I told you on Monday, no offense, I don't give a shit about your money. I don't. I care about my money. It's like me flying in the L-39 or Sully flying in the airliner. The fact that I saved the airplane with you sitting in the back seat or Sully saved 150 people, he saved him. So you have to care more about your money than me. Now, as Wiz, of course I care about your money. I want everybody to succeed. But what I'm getting at, folks, is you're getting to eavesdrop on what I'm doing. If I'm going to fly into the side of the mountain, that's on Wiz. But thank you, Andrew. I can't trade for you. I don't. People are like, do you do auto trading? No. Auto trading is no offense if any of you do it. It's lazy. I signed up with a guy and he does auto trading. I just that's dumb. Why is she or he getting into the trade? Do you know their commit criteria? No, I just well, if it works for you, good on you. Chris, people must have a plan out at 20% until 50 works for me. Just solidified solo annual. Oh, awesome. Welcome aboard. Vol on VIX is up about 6% since you mentioned to buy it. There you go, man. All right, good stuff. I'm done. I went 9 minutes past what I wanted to do, but we had 654 people show up. We're going to get our 50 members based on how my phone's buzzing, and then solo Amazon can be a lot more open, so I don't limit the memberships in there. Yes, if you are interested in Lifetime, it's just an email to me, and Alex. I didn't want to pitch Lifetime because it's already solo Amazon, full throttle. Lifetime's a separate thing. We do have a month-to-month option for Lifetime membership. If you're interested in that, just shoot me an email. There's a lump sum that's cheaper than the month-to-month, so it's whatever you want to do. Lump sum's cheaper. The month-to-month is less. It's $1,500 a month, folks, for 12 months. That's a half a sniper for me a month. And some days I'm doing 1, 2, 3 snipers. So the Lifetime's a steal. But again, I'll do a lifetime brief down the road. But if you're interested in lifetime now, shoot me an email. James, my VIX trade from yesterday is up about 10%. It was up higher earlier this morning. I'm telling you guys, it's a coming. A storm's a coming. McCarthy, the Republicans put out their it's coming, guys. The debt ceiling thing is going to be a shit show. Let alone Ukraine, let alone everything I briefed you on that's a shit show. We're about to have a domestic shit show. I guarantee you. Kathy, it's a 15K lump sum, or if you do the monthly payments, it's 18. That's the current deal. So, Kathy, for 2023, the lifetime membership is supposed to be $22,500. The reason I'm giving a $7,500 break is because we're trying to raise money for our Costa Rica retreat. So the 2023 lifetime is valued at $22,500, but I did a lifetime brief a couple weeks ago, and I said, I'll tell you what, 15 as a lump sum, or 18 if you do the $1,500 a month. So Kathy, if you're interested in that, just shoot me an email, and I can give you the monthly lifetime link, or I'll just do it now because there's several people asking about the lifetime. Top Gun option. It's $1,500 a month. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week I showed you live 12 grand, and that's not including the SPX trade for tomorrow. When I close out the SPX trade for tomorrow, that'll be $14,000. And that's not, if Amazon goes through the uprights I showed you, that'll be another $4,000. So technically this week, Amazon stays right under 104. That's $18,000 in a week. In 1 week, I paid for a lifetime membership. So, yes, I'll give you the link right now for lifetime. 1 week paid for lifetime. So it doesn't get any better than that, folks. I mean, that's just cool stuff. It's 15. That should be $18.50 a month technically, because it's supposed to be $22,500. But joining, there's people doing the lump sum. Kathy, if you want to do the lump sum, shoot me an email and I'll send you the wire instructions, because we're way short of our Costa Rica. I hate, I got to reflect on this, man. Running a foundation is a full-time job, and I am not a guy who likes asking for money. I'd rather just personally pay for all this stuff. It makes my skin crawl having to ask for donations. It just doesn't. And talking to my buddy the other day, he's like, dude, that's what this is going to be. I'm like, I'm going to reevaluate stuff. Maybe I make it a private charity and I just kind of fund it on my own. I can't stand asking people for money. It's gross. This is why I love Full Throttle. I'm like, I ain't asking for money. I'm proving you that I can make you money. The donation thing it's creepy. I just don't. It ain't me. But I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Elaine, I trade VIX. You can trade VXX, but again, I used this the other day. Sorry. No, the link's in there. That's the lifetime link. Soon as if you join Lifetime, I don't want to make this a Lifetime brief, but people are asking. If you join Lifetime, as soon as I see you join, I'm going to send you 2 links. And I'll get a request from you to join. You get immediately put into our Lifetime group. There's 219 people. This is the best hedge fund I've seen in 30 years. Why? Because we're trading our own money. Okay. Yeah, the Lifetime, it's the best deal. But yeah, I trade VIX. Why would you trade a derivative of a derivative when you can just trade the derivative? Elaine, oh, you know what? I think it's the one that didn't record. I was going to tell you to watch the primary live trade brief. So Elaine, I don't. There's like 35 VIX products out there. The inverse VIX, the triple inverse VIX, the negative VIX, the VIX on Thursday. No, thank you. The VIX is the derivative. And then underneath VIX, there's like 35 derivatives. There's not, and Elaine, in some of those volatility products, they're very thinly traded. There's not a lot of liquidity. The VIX, you can get it. It's massive. It's like trading SPX. When the shit really hits the fan, folks, liquidity is going to dry up in a lot of those products, Elaine. So be very, very careful about trading those names. All right, guys, I got to go. Went 15 minutes long. There's lifetime if you want to do monthly lifetime. If you want to do the lump sum and save $3,000, just shoot me an email and I'll send you the wiring instructions. You got it, James. You remember, I love how they have this. He seems like a nice old guy. Dr. Jeremy Siegel from Wharton. Do you remember his commercials? Wisdom Tree, Inverse Oil Fund. That's kid stuff or whatever. Both of those ETFs blew up. How does a guy who's had ETFs blow up? Well, Jim Cramer's on CNBC every day, and the inverse Cramer ETFs are crushing it. You do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says, you'll be filthy rich. But Jeremy Siegel from Wharton had 2 ETFs blow up. So, folks, if you're in an ETF, make sure you read page 112 of the ETF that says, yeah, we can go out of business and you're not going to get any money back. What? That's why I trade the indices, folks. SPX ain't going, that can't happen. It's settled in cash. I'm going to teach you all this stuff, folks, but I got to go. I'll get the replay posted on the replay page. We're done. I'm done with Full Throttle. I'm done with Solo Amazon. I'm done. I busted my ass this week. If everything works out tomorrow with Amazon, too, that's $18,000 this week. I can't do any better. I just can't. So if you're not going to join after this, good luck to you and in this market, because it is a hostile market. And I showed you this week how I can help you make 2023 be your most profitable year ever. Okay. Bevan, he keeps his job because it's entertainment. I keep my job and TGO keeps growing because I perform. If I sucked, I'd be out of business. Since we're good, I'm glad people are asking for lifetime. I paid for lifetime this week, $18,000. Now, of course, as soon as I said that, Amazon's going to go up, but I'm going to go dogfight it. So, all right, guys, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. I mean that. Tomorrow is Fridays. I still trade a little on my own and with the Max Afterburner and the Hunters, but I do my podcast. I do my charity work. I have a charity event tomorrow night. I'm actually missing the Panthers game tomorrow night because I have to fundraiser. See? There you go. I donated a jet ride to a local boys and girls thing here in Boca, and I got to go get on stage and talk about the jet flight. So I'm actually missing the Panthers game tomorrow night. But I made potentially $18,000 this week, and I just can't do any better. Okay, so if you join, great. If not, good luck to you. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Fights on. Namaste. And basi, basi. Literally, God bless. I love you guys, and I'll see you Monday at 10 a.m. for Solo Amazon. See ya.